So in today's web dev tip, we're going to take a look at Prettier and how you can use it to format the code in your projects. So if you haven't come across Prettier before, it's simply an npm package that you install as a development dependency, and then you can use it in different ways to actually format the code that you're writing, such as your JavaScript or TypeScript code. And if you install it in a project, then everyone that's using that project will have the same formatting when they commit changes to your project. So the website is prettier.io, and what I'm going to do is basically just show you quickly how you can install it and start using it within VS Code. So the first thing we need to do, if you've got a project set up with a package.json file, simply just npm install and save dev or -D, and the package is Prettier. We'll go ahead and install that. And it should work pretty much right off the bat. So to actually run the Prettier command on the command line, we can say npx Prettier, and we also pass in the write option, which will actually change the files that you're working on. So we'll update this index.js file, for example, and then we just need to specify where the files are that we want Prettier to run on. And so in our project here, we've just got a folder called source that has got the index.js file. So let's pass in src as the source folder. Okay, and you can see that's run now, and it's updated the HTML file as well. I'm not sure what it will have actually done to that. It might have just changed some of the spacing in there perhaps. But if you look at the index.js file as well, what we had previously was long lines and lots of white space in between the items in the array. So if I just flip back to how it looked before, so you can see there's lots of space. We've got these exceptionally long lines here, such as line 4. But Prettier has gone through and actually changed it to this format. So as you see, we didn't need to put any configuration in there at all. Prettier's just used some defaults to make some assumptions about how we want to format our code, but you can customize this as well. So in our project, if we just create a new file, and it's just .prettierrc.json, different formats you can use. And here we can put some rules to control Prettier and how it actually formats our code. So I'm just going to paste in some options that I've had previously. And you can see here we're saying we always want to allow arrow parentheses. So we've got to put parentheses around arguments that are in arrow functions, some spacing around brackets, and the print width is the line length that we want there. And we've also enforced single quotes to be true. So any double quotes will get changed to single quotes. So let's save that, and let's actually run it again with npx Prettier write source. And let's go back to our index.js file and see how that's changed. There's just a couple of things here. So you can see the double quotes have been replaced with single quotes. And you can see all of the arguments in the functions here for the filter, map, and reduce have got parentheses around them. Although I think it was like that before, but you can see how you can control the different aspects of what Prettier does. So running npx Prettier write every time you want to actually update your source files is a bit cumbersome, so we don't really want to be doing that each time. So luckily in VS Code, we can actually get Prettier to run every time we save our files. So if you just open up the settings in Visual Studio Code and then just say format on save, just filter the settings for that. You'll see there's a tick box here which we can tick. It does say format must be available, but we've already got that in our projects. We've installed Prettier. And if we then go back to, say, our Prettier rc.json file, let's say we want to do something evil, like saying all of our line length should only be 4 characters long. If we go ahead now back to index.js and just actually save the file, you can see Prettier's run, and we've got that maximum line length of 4 characters as well. So you obviously wouldn't want to format your code in this way, but just to show you that you can use Prettier to format your code every time you save your files within VS Code. And it's probably worth saying as well that you will need to have the Prettier VS Code plugin installed within VS Code, and it gives you some more configuration and some more options in there as well. So just make sure you've got that extension installed in VS Code if you're going to go ahead and use Prettier. So that's pretty much it for using Prettier in VS Code. Stay tuned for more web dev tips.